Hey viewers, have you ever tried to remove a crank arm but your puller just doesn't thread in very well? Often that's caused by dirt and debris in the threads. So as you try to screw the puller in, it's just pushing that dirt and debris deeper and deeper into the threads, making it harder to screw the puller in. And if you don't have good engagement with the puller into the threads, you can try to pull that arm off, there's a good chance you're just going to rip those threads out. So what we need to do is clean those threads out, and this is done using a tool called a thread chaser. Now I'm going to show you how to make a thread chaser for about $3 or $4. Now to make my thread chaser, I'm going to start off with a crank puller, but I'm not going to use my good Park Tool crank puller, so I went on eBay and bought a cheap crank puller. You can find crank pullers like this for between $3 and $4, including shipping, even cheaper if you're patient. Now for my thread chaser, I just need this part there, so I'm going to remove this part here and put this aside. Now I'm going to use a vise to hold this while I'm working on it, and I'm going to clamp down on the flats here, and I want the threads sticking out like this, and make sure you clamp down good so that it doesn't move while you're working on it, like this. Next, I want to cut a channel on each side perpendicular to the threads, about 2 to 3 millimeters wide and maybe 3 to 4 or more millimeters deep. I'm going to be using a Dremel tool with a cutoff wheel. Be sure to use eye protection. And just like that, and be sure to cut one on each side. Now to use a thread chaser, you're just going to carefully thread it in. Be careful not to cross thread it. And you're just going to screw it in and then use a wrench to tighten it in. And what it's going to do is those little channels are going to give a place for the debris and dirt and stuff to exit out into as you're scraping through there. This is not a tap. It won't cut threads, but if the threads are kind of like have like little nicks in them, kind of bent over a little bit, it may help kind of clean them up a little bit, straighten them out a little bit, but it won't cut new threads. But just tighten it in, and you want to tighten it in so it goes all the way in, and then remove it out. Now if you look in the channels there, you can see some of the dirt and debris, the stuff that was removed out of the threads in there. So now you can use a puller to go ahead and remove this crank, and hopefully it'll thread in a little bit smoother. You can potentially even put the other part back into this part and use this still as a puller to pull the crank off of there. Well, hopefully you found this useful or interesting. If you did, please give my video a thumbs up. If you're not subscribed, click the subscribe button and you see new videos that come out. I'm always coming out with new videos. I'm over on Facebook, RJ the Bike Guy. Go over there, like that page. I post a ton of stuff over there. And I have a webpage, rjthebikeguy.com. Go check that out as well. Thank you very much for watching.